to Sunday Sanity. Alright, I'm gonna send a message to Kana and then we'll get started. Alright.
Hey, I can hear you.
What's up?
Not much. How you doing?
Like we're talking about, like we were talking to each other earlier. It's not like the first time we've seen each other. Well, talk to each other.
I know, never. You got to pre-pro. I need the reminder. I never know what today. I know there's today, there's yesterday, and there's tomorrow. But I try to stay away from the work slave programming of, hey, today is this and today is that.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't help me very much though, because I'm constantly going back to, okay, so what day is it really? Because the world needs me to do something on this day or that day or whatever.
Yeah, for me, like because of the holiday,
Mm-hmm.
I totally it threw me off. For some reason, I thought like July 4th, because I wasn't paying attention to the date,
Uh-huh.
was like maybe like Friday.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, like so tomorrow's Saturday, I gotta do this, and then because I was supposed to go to a cookout, like
Yeah.
I went to my dad's cookout yesterday. Yeah, I hadn't seen him in a
Wow.
bit, so
Oh, right
it's cool
on.
to see him at the house.
Yeah.
He's going for knee surgery. What is it? On the 15th.
Mm.
So
Oh my gosh. Okay, peace
yeah,
with them.
he's the
Wow.
bionic man. He got two metal hips, and soon to be a metal knee.
Wow. Wow.
I know. Like I wish I could teach him like a better way, like a way that like doesn't revolve around having to have surgery. Because I lost my appendix early, like at 18, and
Mm-hmm.
I almost died from it too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty bad
I
when that
rested on the
bursts.
table, like my heart stopped on the
Oh
table.
my
That was like
gosh.
my first out of body experience because it
Yeah.
felt like I was outside myself watching myself.
Whoa.
And then I walked down the hallway, like out of the operation room, and I was like, wait, how come I could walk through the door? And I was like, this is some weird shit. And then I went back in, and I went back to my body, and for some way, like for me going back, it laid me on top of myself.
Oh, wild.
Yeah, because like I woke up in the middle of the surgery. Like I was
Wow.
like, I can feel you guys cutting me, and
Yeah.
they heard me say it,
Yeah.
and so they're like, oh, he's still awake,
Yeah.
and put me
I
under.
can more. Yeah. Wow.
That was the first surgery I've ever had in my life. I went to go see the what was it? It wasn't Matrix. Matrix was in Florida. Maybe that alien movie Species.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that one.
I saw
Yeah.
that movie and I couldn't enjoy it because like my stomach was just bothering me the whole time. And then all of a sudden, bam! Like I was like so close to like rupturing. I was like maybe an hour or two from rupturing, and my dad happened to be down for the weekend because he came down and visited, and he came down and he was just getting ready to leave, and I'm like, Dad, I'm gonna need you to like drive me, to the hospital because this is not going away.
Oh man.
And I was like, I feel awful. At every bump, it felt like torture. But I'm glad I got there, and then like they checked on me and everything. They're like, yeah, you gotta go for surgery. I'm like, fuck.
Oh. Oh. I hate
It
surgery.
canceled my whole senior season of football.
Oh man, that
It was
sucks.
right before double sessions. Like double sessions started in August, and I think it happened like a month before. And I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna be in shape,
Mm-mm.
ready to go. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, there
Yeah.
goes my season. But it
Chapel,
wasn't like I
Chapel
was
said
that.
he
it was more my brother's passion than it was mine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
And
didn't
down
care
here in
about
Texas,
football.
the guys who are smart, they quit at the end of the year.
Yeah,
They quit, they're done. And then so they don't do any summer sessions. And then when the school starts up, they're like, yeah, I'll do
yeah.
that. Chapel did that all 4 years.
My brother, like being that like my father wasn't really around. Like my brother was like my father figure in a
Yeah.
way. So he was like, you need to do sports because he's doing sports. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And he's an Aquarius as well.
Hmm.
So like he's like he pointed in the direction. I was like, okay, let's go. You know, I did little league until I got hit in the balls with a baseball. I was like, I quit. I quit.
That's awful.
But it took that. I was like, and I actually felt like that was going to happen. I
Uh-huh.
actually was seeing it in my head. I'm like, this one's gonna hit me in the kachangas, like for real. And I'm like,
Mhm.
well, I don't know what to do. And then
And
boom, it happens. I get on
shows.
base, but like I was rarely on base because I couldn't keep my eye on the ball.
Yeah. Yeah, I played soccer because my sister played soccer.
Yeah.
When I played volleyball for school for a minute, and I just remember like my mom always picking me up. Like I could never stay for practices. She never knew when practices were, and so she'd pick me up and she'd be mad that I wasn't on the bus or,
Uh,
whatever, whatever. And I never knew when stuff was because I don't know, my how is that my responsibility to know? Like I never knew
me,
when anything was. I never knew when anything was due, when anything like literally when Michelle said, Kana, we don't understand how you grad not just how you graduated, but like how did you make straight A's? Like, 'cause
see, for some
you
people,
seemed
it
so
just
checked
comes
out.
easy.
Like, yeah, schoolwork is so I'm really autodidactic too. I'm self-taught.
Yeah.
Everything I learned at school, I mean, they had some kind of guidance. There was one thing that I learned in school that I will never forget, and that is laissez-faire.
Okay.
That phrase, laissez-faire. That I learned that at school. I would not have learned that outside of school.
And what does that exactly mean? Because I've heard it
It
before.
is a French phrase that means leave them alone, and it was Thomas Jefferson's philosophy.
Okay.
He supported laissez-faire government, which means just leave them alone.
Yeah.
Leave them alone.
Don't try to dictate how they should go.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, live freely.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we
That
like
makes
to,
more
yeah,
sense than what we have right now. Because
it really does.
you can tell they're pointing us in a direction, and they're
Yeah.
chemically inducing it too.
Yeah.
Because if it's in the air, the water, and the food, how is it not pointing you in a direction? Because I know it affects, like the stuff that they're doing affects males the
Mm-hmm.
most. It lowers testosterone.
Well, for
Why,
sure, because you always
why would they
attack the
do that?
boys. Why? Got to neutralize those threats.
Exactly.
Got
And
it.
is that a righteous thing? Like, well, we gotta watch out for these motherfuckers. Let's put something in their food and the water and the air, so that way it deeply affects them so much that they become docile.
Yeah, because it's just an illusion of freedom that we live under.
Yeah, and it's an illusion that they project. And is that love to paint such a negative, like a hurtful, affecting, like what is it, agenda
Yeah,
that doesn't benefit anybody
benefits them.
except for them. You know, they get to control longer because there's nobody coming in opposition because you've chemically induced them to be like a puppy.
And it's that illusion that they're there to help you too. Like, a lot of people still say, well, it's FDA approved. The FDA was literally created to get you okay with chemical additives, starting with salt, starting with sugar,
Yeah,
starting with sugar.
and
Um,
and all those dyes, and they have horrendous effects.
mhm.
And why are you using the colors?
Yeah, they don't
You
use
know,
them over in Europe. Somebody
it,
was asking me the other day, well, if you were in charge, what would you do?
I would
How would you fix it?
be
I don't
poison.
know. It works exactly the way it was created to work. This is what it was created to do, to make you feel okay with what you're eating and drinking with the poisons that they're giving you.
Like
That's exactly what it was created for.
if I was in charge, nobody would go hungry. You know, like everybody could live freely
Hmm.
and be their authentic self. Whatever that is, be that.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
important because this is the way the world is going to benefit and change.
And how do you even know how to be authentic? Like, I mean, just like we were talking about this morning, I'm still, I'm still in a people pleasing mode. I'm still like, you know, freezing up when something happens.
I can tell you exactly how. Right there,
I am
the
key
key
to
to mastery.
master.
This is the newest book that I'm in. Like we read the I Am the Open Door.
Hmm.
We read Step by Step,
Hmm.
and now we're into the keys of mastery,
Right.
and it's all about being the master over your I am presence, and being the master over your I am presence. Not only will raise your vibration just by being in that train of thought,
Hmm.
but it'll also benefit all others because of the energy that you are able to positively push out into the world. How could it
I
not
love that.
affect it?
How could it not?
And if everybody was in touch with their higher self or their I am presence, you know, they could identify that the same I am presence that I am is the same I am presence that you are. So to love myself is like to love you as well.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And everybody.
Hmm. Oh, I'm gonna send this to someone. He was telling me about we're like this egg theory and how we're all one.
Hmm.
Like, yes, and I'm thinking yes, but like if we're all one, why are they after us? Why are they after us if we're all one?
Think about the guys being the ones that run it right now. Not
Hmm.
only are they Freemasons, but they're very egotistical.
Hmm.
So that means they're not running by their chakras and how they're supposed to be. They're running out of alignment because look at the world. The world is out of alignment,
For
and the
sure.
earth is alive, and it's trying to shift itself back into alignment.
For sure. Hey, have you ever seen this the chakra map of the world and how
No.
it's off? I actually have my
Wait,
computer
wait,
up.
wait,
I'm gonna
wait, wait,
show
wait. You
you.
did show me something like that.
Yeah,
There's a while
the Earth.
back, right? Like more than a couple months ago.
Yeah, I've caught might have been a few years ago now. Let me see if I can find this image. It's really interesting because they are not in order. Let me see. They might have changed it. Can I get this one up? This is a map that I haven't seen before, but something just came up. Let's see if we can get it larger. Visit.
But that's the coolest concept to understand, like to learn, is the
Yeah.
earth
Okay.
has chakras, just like
So
we do.
yeah. So check it out. Let me flip this camera around and how can I do this? There it is. You you see, they're not in order. There's your root in America.
There's a
There's the
solar plexus. Oh, sacral.
no, that's the sacral. Look, your solar plexus is way over here.
Oh, wow.
They're out of order.
Yeah.
They're out of order. And that's always kind of been something that bothers me because even if your chakras are they're closed or they're open or they're whatever, they're still in the same order.
hmm
They don't
Maybe
go.
that huge landmass, that what they call it, Pangea? Is that right?
Yeah, that broke off.
Yeah. Like maybe when it was all together, like all those land masses were together, maybe that was the alignment.
I think that's not what the Earth really looks like.
Nah.
I don't think that's what it
I
looks like.
I think it looks far
I've taken
different.
all these continents and cut them out and put them so that the chakras are in order, but still maintaining what we know to be good trade
Hmm.
routes. You know, like you can sail directly from England to New York, and I can do it. I can do it. I can put them together and keep those routes and put the chakras in order, and it's a totally different map. You keeping the same shape and everything.
Hmm. And you said like the United States is the root chakra, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they say
Now,
that one's in Washington State.
now that's funny that it's the root chakra
Is it?
because this has been the most problematic place so far, and it was supposed to be away from taxes. Why taxes?
Oh wow, this time it's you
Why do we pay in
breaking
a
up.
free world? That's hypocritical. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we pay in a free world. That they made us hypocrites.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you know Jesus was saying in the Bible, or who you know to be Jesus. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like they made us hypocrites.
Interesting too. Let me show you
Yeah.
something else. So on this on this map, check out where they have the heart chakra. Glastonbury and Stonehenge. Um, so
Wow.
so that's right there by Ireland, Scotland, Wales. That's just this a cluster of islands. Um,
Maybe
Edinburgh,
Stonehenge was supposed to be
Edinburgh,
like a
where the
symbol.
King and Queen of Wales just were. Edinburgh, Edinburgh, where they close to where they have the heart chakra in Edinburgh. I don't think that's how you pronounce it, but now I can't pronounce it right anymore. So
Hmm. I think that's right because I've heard it before. I think they say Edinburgh.
Edinburgh. Thank you. Thank you. Once I start to see a word wrong or
It
hear it wrong, then I can't.
locks in.
Yeah.
No, but that's because you're seeing past the veil.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it
Ooh,
is.
ooh, the veil. This is a good one. There's something big afoot. Something big. You keep hearing the word beryl, right? Beryl. That's a stone. It's
Yeah.
actually a family of stones. Includes the emerald. Shocker. The Emerald Isle includes the emerald, aquamarine, a few others I can't think of off the top of my head. Um, so beryl is in the breastplate of the high priest, which is spoken of in Exodus 28. And because it's a family of stones, you see it in multiple places because there is an emerald in there, there's a sapphire in there. And then a couple of places they just translate it as beryl. The very stone, the last is beryl. Everywhere you see
Mhm.
a beryl, you have Levi, who is one of the 12 brothers with Judah. It's Reuben, Simeon.
Wait, say that one more time because it started to block you, like it started to chop you up. Say,
A signal. Okay.
can you say that one more time? Because like you chopped up. Oh boy, the signal starting to mess with us. It always gets like this when we get up there.
I know, right? So I've been working on this chart, right, with the first six letters of the Bible and the stones and the tarot cards and the brothers, the whole thing. It all goes together. So everywhere you see a barrel, you have Levi. Levi is the brother that's supposed to be the priest class, but he was cursed by his father Jacob, said, "You have hamstrung oxen." Oxen, that means anywhere you see a double A, two aleph together. He has hamstrung these oxen. And it goes, so everywhere you have barrel, that's Levi. And
Mhm.
Levi is hamstringing oxen. And Levi goes with the barrel. And there's no accident that this hurricane is called Beryl. If you look around, you're going to see Beryl everywhere. It's kind of a red car theory, but they're pushing it in your face. barrel.
Oh yeah.
They're trying to push it in your face. They want you to know, because they always got to tell you what they're doing. You know, they do. They do always tell you what they're doing, because they speak openly about what they're doing right in front of you, because nobody understands what anything means.
They expect us to be dumb enough to like not catch it, to
Yeah,
lack
yeah. And
the awareness, because that's
Levi
what they're playing on the
is
most is our awareness.
evil. He's vile. He's behind the veil, and he's live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's all right there. They got to tell you what they're doing, and they do, and they do. It's some crazy stuff. It's all biblical. It's literally everything that we see around us is biblical, 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
All of it. It's kind of interesting, because even the law is based on.
Wait, you lost me at based on. Like when you said based on, it chopped out again. Hopefully, it'll fix itself. Can you hear me still?
Let's take a look at something. Um,
It keeps chopping out.
yeah.
It's
See,
frustrating.
oh,
It's
oh my God.
like no matter where you go, it's the
I'm telling you.
high vibrations. It like the phone can't. Oh, you're good now.
Okay.
I can see you clear.
Okay.
Like like
Perfect. So what was this?
for
Oh,
a
okay.
little bit, you started to look like a Picasso.
I don't understand. I need a sponsor. I need a sponsor. Somebody who can hook me up with decent service or a studio or something. Um,
Give it time. It's gonna come.
yeah, yeah, it
Time and
will.
positivity. Keep pushing that thought into your head and play with that thought of coming true. And like just 5 minutes a day. You do that and you keep yourself focused on that, and you learn to keep a focus on things that you desire. And if you can do that long enough, it has to manifest into the physical. It has to. It's the only like the one thing you can't erase is universal law. So if you have a desire, you can manifest that by committing your focus 5 minutes a day to have imagining that that's coming true.
I can do that.
You don't care how it happens. Don't care how it comes to be. Just say, I want this. I desire this. And boom. You'll
I like that.
first you'll start to notice that you're moving into the frequency of it because you're
Mhm.
imagining yourself in that high vibration to get that. So while you're in the process of making yourself over to be a match for what you want, then it all comes.
I
But you
like
have to
that.
match the frequency physically to accept what's coming to you. Because if you don't do the effort, you get nothing.
Hard.
It's like Willy Wonka. You lose. You get nothing. Good day, sir. You only get in. You only get what you put in. You know.
Uh, yeah, and I feel so scattered sometimes. Like I'm just everywhere, everything all at once, trying,
But
not knowing
they've made us
what is it that I
like
want.
that, though.
Yeah.
That's not
Yeah, I have
from
to
our
remind
own
myself I'm
doing.
not moving in circles, but I'm actually, you know,
We're
it's
spiraling up.
doing something. It's doing something. And sometimes it feels like it's not. Ugh. It's so
But
hard.
those are the times where you have to keep the faith. The faith is that engine that just keeps it. Okay, we're on the path. We're on that path. There's
Hmm.
nothing that's gonna deter us from what we seek.
Right.
It's gonna come true because I'm being true to the I am that I am, and I asked for what I wanted, and now I don't care about how it comes to be. I just know that it's going to come to be. That's all.
Mhm.
And now I'm at the end of it, excited in that what I've just manifested.
I love that.
Yeah, keep yourself in that mindset. I guarantee you, it
I love.
comes, and it comes as quick as you can lock in on it,
Yeah.
because it has to.
Yeah. Yeah. I've definitely had some opportunities thrown my way, and
Mm-hmm.
for for reasons or whatever, it just hasn't been a thing. But this, I realized yesterday. Well, I guess I really haven't been very clear on what I want, or maybe I just want so many things that I can't focus and need
I come from that
to
same
do it. Yeah.
spot. I'm like, there's
Yeah.
so many things I want.
Yeah. Because
And so I go down the list. I'm like, just pick one.
yeah.
Pick one that is the most precious to you of the list,
Hmm.
and just focus on that. Let that come to be. Let that be into enter into the physical. Then move to the next one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Keep it as an importance, pro and con it. You
Like
know.
some of these accounts that I follow, like Lil G, I followed him when he first started doing his working on his disputes, working on his credit. Just the other day, he deposited $24,000 into his account. You
Oh,
know, and
wow.
he's bringing receipts and like I've been following him from the beginning. Why don't I have 24,000 in my account? Or another account that I follow, Busy Homebodies. I've been following these two girls since they were in a tiny apartment. They wanted to start homesteading in this little apartment. They started with strawberries, and
Hmm.
now they're on a farm and they've got two cows and have started like I can't remember what they call it, but just launching business after business on this homestead.
You're
And
seeing the desires manifest,
yeah,
and
yeah,
how
I'm watching it
focused they
happen
are.
because of that
So
focus.
it comes from the focus and
Hmm.
being consistent with what you desire.
Hmm.
How can how consistent can you be to get what you desire? This is the name of the game,
Yeah,
like
got to
flat out.
stop looking at the past.
Because you're gonna have like distractions and a sea of distractions, and then we're still trying to achieve the goal in the sea of distractions.
Hmm.
That's laser
Yeah,
focus,
I gotta have that
like
focus.
almost obsession, if I should say, an obsession, but not to the point that you keep on thinking about how it's going to happen for you, because that only goes, and
Yeah,
then you get nothing. You can't worry about the process and how it's gonna come. Just know it's gonna come,
for real, boy, I'm living
and
proof of
that's the
that.
hardest thing to do. It's like a game.
Hmm.
How focused can you stay? And I was born with ADHD. Well, I was given ADHD.
Yeah.
You know, I should say, because I was on a lot of inhalers because I had asthma growing up, like severe asthma,
Hmm.
and I was on like five different inhalers, and one of them used to burn the membranes going in the back of my nose all the way down, and it felt like fire
Oh God, that sounds
all
awful.
the way until I was 10 years old, and I was like, fuck it, if I'm gonna die, because I like my sister had already died at that point.
Yeah.
She was murdered. And I started saying, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not doing this shit anymore because I'm not feeling better.
Hmm.
And I always go by, like, anytime a doctor would give me medication, it would be like, as long as I feel better,
Yeah.
I'll stay on this. Otherwise, fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather just figure it out myself because eventually, like, through being disabled and stuff, like with like severe spinal stenosis, and they're saying, oh, we can't help you. I was able to write that into a comfortable place where
Hmm.
it's not like such a threat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like the stiffness in your back, and then your spine starts to not move the way it should, you know. But like when it came to pills and stuff, I was always very leery
Yeah.
because of my experience growing up. I have to go in and out of hospitals because I'm having like asthma attacks. I haven't had an asthma attack since I was 10 years old.
Oh, that's
And,
amazing.
and that's from not taking the shit. I was having more asthma attacks being on the shit than I was off of it. That's proof that it's poison.
For real. For real.
You can heal your body on your own if you have the right knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at being the way my life was going at the time and having like my first death experience with my sister getting murdered. I was like, I gained a fuck it attitude. I was like, if I'm gonna go, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go trying to be normal, like breathing without the problems. And I joined a track club.
Uh-huh.
And when I joined that track club, I started running, and I learned to pace my breath. And I used to jog forever until I hurt my knee. I used to be able to jog like from like the other side of town, which was where my high school was, all the way to the other side of town, which is where I lived, because nobody would give me rides. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll jog home.
I'll just run.
Nobody lived on my side of town. Like I lived on the shitty end, I was born in Waltham, Massachusetts,
Uh-huh.
and like on the south side, which is like not the most pleasant. Like I had 8 bikes, all of them got stolen.
Damn, that's rough.
you know, but like I wouldn't change it for the world because the experience alone, like it gave me so much knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it
That's
made like, but again, like I don't trust doctor medicine because it's not based in really saving people's lives. If you ask me,
yeah.
in my own humble opinion, because of my experience dealing with this stuff, and then like before my spiritual awakening, I was on 8 pills a day, and
That's
4 of them were
crazy.
for blood pressure,
That's
where I
crazy.
could just juice and fix it myself. I was
Yeah.
borderline diabetic, and at one point, I was taking insulin. I don't take it now. You can trust your body to respond if you treat it with the right information. All the food that we ingest is like a like a program, like a floppy disk to our computer. And if
Mm-hmm.
you feed it the right information, it's gonna give you what you need. Because I was able to fix all that shit.
I realized, though, I learned something new, that some of the psychiatric drugs that they give you, these are drugs that you cannot quit. You can't just quit them. You cannot just quit. They
You're
are,
not supposed to,
yeah,
but I did.
they are designed. They are designed so that you become dependent on them. If you take that away, your mind will will
Like
will go through
me,
something.
for
It's
me,
it's not good.
for me, I was on a antidepressant, and I
Hmm.
was on Seroquel. And when I was on Seroquel, like I leveled out. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't feel my ADHD going crazy like it normally would. Because
Yeah.
I get a billion thoughts a day, like just coming at me, just boom, 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 and I'm just like, whoa, 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 slow the fuck down, please. Let me just focus on one. And
Yeah.
I've learned to train my brain to do that. But when I was on Seroquel, I didn't tell my doctor what I was doing because I knew they were gonna deter me from doing what the fuck I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm gonna wean myself off of all this medication that I'm on until it's nothing, and
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell them that I did it. And so I did that, and they're like, oh really? She's like, oh my god, and she acted like she was so happy for me. She's like, fuck, that's what she's really saying.
Yeah.
I got
Well, they put some of this over
his
for
fish hook
profit.
came out. You know what I'm saying? And he's swimming now.
That is
But like,
that's definitely some of their profits there.
yeah, when I got off of Seroquel, it gave me like what I call the zaps.
Hmm.
Like I used to get these like little zaps in my head, and they would come randomly, just zoof, and I'm like, "What the fuck was that?" And that's from like weaning myself off. And I got to a, you know, when it was like I was taking one of those pills like every 3 days,
Hmm.
just to, you know, kind of wean myself off. And then I was like, you know, fuck it. We've done it for like 2 weeks now. I'm not gonna do it any further. I'm gonna cut it right
Yeah.
here. And when I cut it, like my body was so used to having that around that it was like kind of like zapping me, saying like, "Hey, where's the Seroquel?" And I'm like, "It's gone." And
Yeah,
then
you're not.
eventually, I think it was like maybe a week or two of that, and then after that, it was gone, and it left me alone.
That's wonderful though that you were able to do that.
I have like a determination like I've never seen when I'm under duress.
Hmm.
And when I'm trying to fix myself, there's nothing that can deter me from that. Like
Yeah.
if I, especially if I could go from being a Jehovah Witness my almost my whole life, and then leave it and never go back.
And breaking
Like
yourself out of that.
this is like what is it? My ninth year, maybe my ninth year of
Congratulations.
being one and leaving. I'm free.
That is awesome.
You know but that was some heavy fucking brainwashing.
For real.
Heavy brainwashing. And it's passive aggressive. They're not going to tell you they're a bigot to your face, but I guarantee you I've seen a lot of bigots, and some of them were the heads of the place.
Yeah. They don't have any interest really in anyone breaking free,
No,
getting out of that mindset, out of religion.
especially if the same people that come from, you know, like, you know, that created Jehovah Witness, the same people that created Seventh-day Adventists, Catholicism, Christianity, all that, they were all fucking Freemasons.
Like, yeah,
All of them come from Freemasonry. So it's like, all right, here's how the heist is gonna go. We're gonna branch off. We're gonna pull in more people, and we're gonna get them under our way of thinking.
yeah.
And we're gonna
Council of
pull all
Nicaea,
that
the
money.
300s. It's literally their plan. I recently learned that the Catholic Church, because it didn't exist before, obviously. Um, this was a brainstorm of Kublai Khan, yes, the son of Genghis Khan, and not Constantine, but maybe Justinian. These two are the ones that got together and were like, yeah, let's make a church.
It's more like let's make a trap.
Let's make a trap. This is
It
definitely what it was.
looks it's like a trapper does for the animal that it wants to catch. It gives the best things for it, and it makes you see like an illusion. But meanwhile, there's a rope that's getting ready to snatch you up and flip you upside down, so you know the hunter can do what it does.
Definitely.
You know, or I call it the trap door. You know, it's like, hey, oh, this is pretty. Whoa.
Whoop, gotcha.
Yeah.
They,
And while you're in the trap door, they're force feeding you bullshit that's
mhm.
not accurate.
No, no,
Because
it's
they
not at
promote
all.
a white Jesus over there too. And I'm
Yeah,
like, I explain this to elders. I'm like, listen, if his hair is like wool, your hair is not like wool. And I'm like, so how is that the same? How
yeah.
is that the same as you?
And
It's not.
and aren't you telling us that all these settings are in the Middle East? I haven't seen many white Middle Easterns, and when you do see light skinned Middle Easterns or Asians or whatever, it's because the white people came over there and did something dirty.
Exactly. So if you see and all that, then why are you promoting a lie? And you're supposed to. They call themselves the truth.
Mm-hmm.
How are you the truth if I'm clearly pointing out a lie that you're promoting?
I think they know. I know.
They know. If they're Freemasons at the top, they all know. They just don't want you to know.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. They want you to lack the awareness to know that.
Yeah.
Because that means gigs up,
Every,
move to the next
everywhere.
town,
Mm-hmm.
or with them, the next planet.
Yeah.
You know? Because that's what the, snake oil salesman would
Yeah.
do. Scam, throwing whatever into a, a bottle and say, this is the cure-all. This will cure everything you have. And then when
And
you get sick and stuff and you throwing up, I can't stop throwing up, man. What you put in this? Like, oh, gotta go.
oh, that was my brother.
But they would do that, and they even made like you would see like little kiddie shows and stuff like that. I swear there was a Disney movie where there was a guy who was like selling cure-alls, and
Mhm.
then as soon as like they found out it was a scam, he'd move to the next
Yeah.
town.
Yeah. Yeah. They're,
And notice how Walt Disney's a 33 degree Freemason.
yeah.
So how is that not connected to what he's promoting?
And you know what? That actually gets us to our subject for the day because we were going to
Mhm.
talk about fashion and
Yes,
all of that stuff. And
yes.
all of the trash, all of the literal trash, mouse ears
Hmm.
and t-shirts and all of this stuff. Because, everybody needs to have the newest set of mouse ears. You got to get the newest t-shirts. And look how cute my baby looks, and all these different outfits and things, just creating mountains and mountains of waste. Not only that, but before it turns into waste, one, come on, it's a waste of money. Two, the clothing is literal poison that we're just putting on our skin and absorbing 24/7,
Hmm.
and then it goes into the landfill and where it doesn't disintegrate because it's not cotton, it's not silk, it's not linen, it's not anything
Forever
natural. It's
chemicals.
literally plastic. Yeah, I actually have a picture here of, you might have seen this one, Chile's Atacama Desert. Literally, let me show you. Hold on, little puppy. Let me put you down. I still have this dog on my lap. Hold on. Okay. But she's done. What? Oh, they want me to put in an email address so I can. Okay, let me do that real quick. Oops. They want me to put in an email address so I can look at this. I didn't know that. There's no one out there. Oh, now. Oh, good grief. Giving them my email address and they still want me to look at it. Okay, here we go. We'll look at Wired's. And this is a new article. So this has been like this forever, but January 13th, they discovered you could see it from space. Check it out.
you can
It's
you can
clothes.
see what?
All of these are clothes. Those are clothes. This is the desert in Chile.
Wow.
And these are all clothes.
Wow.
Yeah. Uh, some clever entrepreneurs and thrifters have started going down here and searching through these mounds of trash so they can bring it back and recycle it or resell it. But Lexi, stop, come here. That is a pile of trash that you can see from space, and it's only clothing.
Mm.
Clothing is the only thing in that trash pile. Come here. Come here. There's nobody out there. Or there's a lot of people out there, but nobody you need to worry about. Crazy. Let's see. I think they discovered it. No, they can't burn it. It doesn't disintegrate. It's just it's just there. He said there's about 59,000 tons of clothing there. And how much you want to bet it's all it most of it's Disney stuff. Most of it's name brand. Most of it's Nike. It's all that nasty stuff.
I call the Freemason agenda like their mindset is commodity over community
For sure.
because they care about turning a buck more than they do saving a soul.
Mm-hmm.
And is that the people that you really want to buy from, where their moral standards are toilet water?
And there's piles like this in Africa too, because
Yeah.
if the Lakers didn't three-peat this year, what are we going to do with all those T-shirts we
Oh
got
yeah, I
ready?
heard about that with the Patriots when they went undefeated until they lost that last one.
Uh,
They sent all those shirts because they predicted that they were gonna sweep it,
yeah,
and they got it wrong, and they sent all those T-shirts to foreign countries.
I had well they get ready for both ways. So
Hmm.
they'll have all the merchandise ready so they can pull out whatever it is. Cuz yeah, I dated my ex had a t-shirt company and he he made the three-peat shirts.
Hmm.
But the Lakers didn't three-peat. So, the
You had to
NBA
eat it.
contracted them just in case. Now something's got to be done with all these shirts and they're no good. Mandela effect, oh, you live in the reality where they did win. No, they didn't win. You just lived in the reality where they had able to create the waste
Hmm.
and they had to go somewhere.
Yeah, like I don't like those type of businesses. Like I try to keep everything practical
Mm-hmm.
because it makes no sense to be a fanatic in this world.
Mm-mm.
Because why would they call these people fans? These people that watch all these sports events fans. They want them to be fanatics. That's why you see sometimes rival, people sitting next to each other, like in their rival fans of whatever team, want to fight each other,
Mm-hmm.
like with violence.
Mm-hmm.
It's bread and circus.
Mm-hmm.
Give them bread and circus,
Yeah, it's absolutely meaningless.
and it's a mind fuck because I came from like loving Michigan football.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was my team in Michigan basketball. Only because really the M, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, my last name is Mayberry. I was like, we're in. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? And then I was like, I picked a great team.
yeah,
But like, I was, I wouldn't say like I was a full on fanatic, not to the point that I wanted to fight somebody,
yeah,
but I would talk shit. You know,
yeah. And a
like
lot of
yeah,
people,
we
that's how
got
they
blah blah
decide what
blah
their
blah
higher
blah blah blah. Like
education's
they're
going to
my
be and
team.
everything.
Like
Like
I'm
they
the
have some.
person. You know what I'm saying? That the historic person that like knows about this team so much.
Mhm.
For what? It's useless information,
Absolutely.
and that's the reason why like I think they won it like 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even watch the game.
Okay.
I don't even watch sports. Period. Like I used to watch football, like especially Patriots football. When Brady was there, because I watched Brady from Michigan.
Uh-huh.
So it was a no brainer. I was like, hey, let's watch him. And then I didn't know he was gonna turn into whatever.
Yeah.
But I was like, wow, I'm watching history and shit. And then as my eyes starting to open, I'm like, man, this is some useless shit. This is
I
this is a,
know.
this is a distraction.
Boy, and how much of a distraction is it? Tom Brady, when he retired, looked nothing like the Tom Brady who went into the league. Nothing. I
Hmm.
mean, they look like totally different people. And
Yeah.
if you will recall when Brady entered the league, everybody said it was Peyton Manning who opened the door for Tom Brady, like his style of play and blah blah blah.
Hmm.
Do you know Peyton Manning has some very interesting stats. He ended his career. I can't remember how long his career was, but I do remember his total rushing yards, 667.
Mm,
Peyton Manning ended his career with 667 total rushing yards.
wow,
Yeah.
that's not very much. It's
Well, I
almost
mean,
six
yeah, but I
six.
mean, remember watching him play? Yeah, he would never. You could leave Peyton Manning a gap the size of the Grand Canyon, and he was not going to run it. He
No,
would not run it. Which I always thought was odd because what? So yeah, right there, like 666 would be too obvious. So they gave him six six
yeah,
seven.
yep.
Um,
It's like let's cover this up just a little bit.
yeah, make it not look so intentional. It looks
Yeah.
even more intentional because you know I don't know anything. Yeah, I know football from the eye test. I see. I'm watching you play. I had to play sports. I played soccer my whole life because my sister played soccer. So I understand. I understand. I coached soccer. I understand. I can see the plays from the top. Um,
Hmm.
what's with this guy? What is with this guy? How interesting that this guy who opened the door for that guy, who is definitely not the same guy who came into the league.
Yeah.
Couldn't possibly be. He's got like a totally different body and face and everything.
Now
Oh,
I have a question
yeah.
for you. What does fashion mean to you?
What does fashion mean to me? Ooh. Honestly, I feel like I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I think more of style. And I like the phrase life/style. Like not it's not a lifestyle, it's like the style of how you live your life.
Hmm.
Um, and that's kind of something that I struggle with because I do like to collect and sell vintage clothes. I like them, but usually you're going to see me in a t-shirt or a flannel and cut off jeans instead. The high fashion, I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't
So
get
like
it.
fashion at the level that you talk about is more at a like authentic level because it's things that you really like and it's not that somebody's force feeding you
Hmm.
what you should like.
Hmm.
They're not trying to dictate that. Now, where the way I see fashion is, first of all, I get the freedom of expression, but the way high fashion is, it it changes that definition,
Yeah,
and
they.
it goes from like, how dumb are you?
Yeah, yeah. No, I was just
Because
thinking, like, how
we're gonna
ridiculous
make
does
a
Kanye
bracelet that's
West look
twelve
when he
hundred
leaves the house?
dollars. Like
Or
we're gonna,
Kim Kardashian?
yeah,
They look absolutely ridiculous when they leave the house.
exactly, and it's all just because it has a name on it. I always say brand name is a scam
For
game
real.
because if you buy into what they're deeming fashion, like think about what we used to have back in the day. It was high vibrational fabrics,
Hmm. You know what? I want to look at the
linens,
words.
and things like that. The cotton, you know,
Hmm.
we wore cotton, we wore linen. These are high vibrational fabrics, not polyester and whatever man-made plastic stuff that they put on you, and they're like, oh, this is great, this is the new fashion. They're dictating how you should feel, really, because a lot of those things affect your mood and you don't even know it.
Fashion conscious. When I looked at the word fashion,
uh
fashion conscious, first thing that came up.
like I saw
Let's see.
a roll of tape that's like fashioned as a bracelet and they're selling it for $1,200. Is that fashion? It's really, how dumb are you? Are you dumb enough to buy this?
Money laundering.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's archaic. The archaic use of the word is to adapt as to a purpose or occasion. And now it is the prevailing style or custom, as in dress or behavior. I wonder what the etymology of the word is. Let's see. Fashion, physical makeup or composition, form, shape, appearance from Old French. It's where we get the word face, appearance, construction, pattern, design, thing, done, beauty, manner, characteristic, feature. From Latin, factionem, a making or doing, a preparing. Also, a group of people acting together. Interesting.
Now I have another question for you.
Yeah.
What does that make you think from the mind of King Solomon?
It's almost as if, like, you are dressed. It's like taking a rope, pitting it on a man and saying, you're now this. So trading spaces is the big images that I'm getting.
Because when I see these type of things, it makes me think everything is vanity.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because like that's what he said. And look at, you got people that hate their bodies to the point they get BBLs and boob enhancements.
Mm-hmm. And then your clothes still don't look right on you.
No, why would you want to look like that? It's not your natural self. That's, you're living more a lie than you were before.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Why do you want to live a lie? Live in your truth.
Yeah. And
Be you.
the doctors say now don't get multiple fillers. Don't get fillers and then fillers and fillers. It's going to fuck you up.
Plus, it's not man made. And did they have that back in the day? In biblical times, were there BBLs and were there breast implants?
Ugh.
Were there collagen injections? No. You were who you were and you accepted who you were. And
Mm-hmm.
you love who you were.
Yeah. You had no choice. But how easy were
Yeah,
those
exactly.
robes
You
to
had no
wear?
choice. They give you choices now. You can hate yourself. We can help you.
For real. Wow. For real. I was just thinking how easy those robes are to wear. The caftans, the muumuus. So easy to wear. So
Yeah,
forgiving. So comfortable.
my mom wore those.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like,
All the good moms did.
yeah. My mom's a Leo, and
Yeah.
she's every bit of the Leo. I'm telling you. Like, you try to tell her the right thing, aloof. You said what? I do not acknowledge you. But I love her
Leah's,
just the same. She's
yeah.
feisty, and so I have to combat her with jokes.
Um, yeah. Yeah. Uh, it is weird that we stopped doing all that. I wonder when we stopped doing that.
I
I,
can tell you, commercials,
and also
programming.
royalty.
Hmm.
People.
Don't forget to drink your Ovaltine. Come on. They programmed us to be this way, to leave the natural way into the artificial way.
Mm-hmm.
So that way they can put artificial chemicals in us and we say, yes, please.
Tang. That's what the astronauts took to
Kool-Aid.
the moon. Supposedly, they survived on Tang.
I don't believe that for a second. Because I don't even believe they left.
No, I don't believe they left
Because
either.
if,
That's.
if if Hillary Clinton is talking about breaking through that barrier,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think she's talking about low key? They can't leave.
Mm-mm.
They came here and fucked around, and they're about to find out.
How crazy is it that well, we lost the technology to go to the moon. We can't figure out the math anymore. But thank you to these three wonderful black ladies. Okay, too bad none other are as smart as y'all. Thank God, but we can go to the Mars now. We'll do that. We'll just go to Mars, but we can never get back to the moon. Make that make sense.
Like, I can't trust the tyrant,
Mm-mm.
especially one that has no heart chakra and is not righteous. And I say they're not righteous by their actions, by the way they move, not by how they talk, because how they talk is a totally different thing. They talk that snake oil.
Mm-hmm.
So you like them and elect them and vote for them. But
Well,
voting is bullshit too, because it's all a scam. If this is all a heist, this is a projection of an act
yeah,
being portrayed right in front of your eyes.
yep.
And
Uh,
if they say if Shakespeare says the world is a stage, then we're watching a play, and it's a
so
play for your mind and your spirit.
uh-huh. Government means control, direction, administration. When a govern, you're meant, your mind,
Mhm.
you're meant, your mind, your firmament, you're literally giving over authority. Oh, well, if it's just my guy, if my guy was in office, well, if we had if our party was had control of the Senate or control of the House, then it would be better. It's still it's still the same. The left foot doesn't go anywhere without the right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
meanwhile, behind closed doors,
Mhm.
hey buddy, how you doing? We're
Mhm.
running this scam good, right?
Mhm.
You know, 'cause it's a scam. It's a heist. It's a robbery.
Ooh, speaking of a scam heist robbery, the latest hinting in the news is that Biden is going to be stepping down soon. By the way, how is it an election year? Have you seen have you seen any signs? Do you remember the last election or one of the last ones? We had 16 candidates in the Republican field, and there were 5 in the Democratic. Hillary won 6 coin tosses in a row to beat out Bernie Sanders. And now there's no posters, there's no signs. They're talking about Biden stepping down, first time since 1974, which was exactly 50 years ago. So this is the Jubilee celebration of of Nixon stepping down, which remember opened the door for Gerald Ford to come in, our first president
Mhm.
who was not elected to office. His vice president, Nelson Rockefeller, not elected to office. Betty Ford,
Rockefeller.
yeah. Betty Ford, his wife, was the drunk who used to dance on the tables. And oh, look how free and happy she is. No, she's a drunk who dances on tables. Yeah, that's the White House. Don't you guys have any respect? There's
Well,
y'all are all supposedly related to royal. Then they are. They're all related to royalty, including Barack, all related.
and it's what they deem as royalty. It's not true royalty.
Mm-mm.
It's only what they've projected to you that they're royal.
Well, Lamar,
They've not shown any type of royalty in any way of their actions.
mm-mm.
Has the world under their jurisdiction, has it promoted peace? Has it shown peace? Has it anchored peace? Has it anchored love? It doesn't show anything along those lines.
Yeah. What was he saying? Jim Carrey. Oh, yeah, yeah. It definitely looks like it. You know, the whole world is laughing at us about Biden. Yeah,
Exactly, it's a game.
it's a game. Just want us to look like a fool, and then the next guy's gonna come in, and it's a corporation. Get ready for the corporate takeover. Get ready for the corporate takeover,
They
because
want to
that's what's gonna happen.
initiate martial law, and they're
Hmm.
trying to like gaslight us into standing up at this time. But we're not united. Once we're united, then we all stand up
Hmm.
together. Because they can't touch us then. It's
Yeah.
formidable. That's the great crowd that has been biblically talked about. That's the people with the spirit of Ubuntu.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, like, this person may look a different color, but we have the same I am
Yeah.
presence.
That's why they're doing so much Civil War imagery too, trying to get us in this black-white race war. And if it's not black-white, then it's going to be, rich and poor. And meanwhile, like we can all see, it's blue versus black and white.
Mm-hmm.
It's those guys, the thin blue line.
Yeah, yeah. And then if they say serve and protect, it's mainly about themselves.
Yeah, they're serving their own interests and protecting their masters.
Because if they fuck up, what they do is they try to put it on the person that they're trying, like, that's really
Yeah.
innocent. They'll pin it on them. Like, I saw this, like, this video. If this brother hadn't been, like, recording the cop the whole time, he threw drugs in the back seat of the guy's car. He's like, listen, I have you on camera. I saw what you threw in the back. And he goes, yeah. He's like, I have a camera too. Blah 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 blah. But you're throwing drugs in the back seat of this guy's car.
They don't care. Well,
What are you, like? That's why I say all cops. A majority of the cops
uh,
are the kids that got bullied in, like, middle school and high school,
yeah,
and they became
100%.
cops. And they're like, nobody's gonna push me around ever again. I'm gonna fuck with everybody
100%.
because that's the way they act.
Uh-huh.
Especially when you question them, like, who are you to question me?
Yeah.
I'm a
How many
logical
people are in
thinker and I have
jail
the right to
for
think how I think.
no
You know?
no offense? You didn't pay some fines or uh, you know, small amount of personal stash or whatever. They're bad. Excuse me.
No worries. I'm on I'm on my water fast. It is hot out. It's humid over here.
I bet.
Yeah.
Blue
I,
tie, Blue tie Trump is an actor in disguise. There's so many
even Biden.
impersonators.
Because
So many
Biden had a
impersonators.
mask on one time because he pinched his neck and the rubber went up. So who are they really? What's under the mask? Why are
Yeah, what
you
kind of a
doing?
person wants to be in that mask?
Yeah, it is like, are you doing righteous things by doing this? This is
Even the
deception.
even the set itself, the White House set, that Oval Office,
Mm-hmm.
we had one at the Glenn Beck Studios. Glenn, I can't remember who he bought it off of, but he bought the whole White House set. We
Oh
had
wow.
we had the literal Oval Office in the middle of our studio. I'm sure he still has it. I don't know if he still broadcasts out of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a set. It's not. It's like not even a real place.
I know, but they've promoted it and got it to a place that that's forced everybody to respect it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Girl, yeah, because they're government. They're governing your mind, putting all these ideas into it, and you go to government schools.
Mm-hmm.
From the beginning, you're just indoctrinated. And when you turn on the TV, when you get home, you turn on the TV, you get more. You turn on the radio, you get more. You pick up a newspaper, you get more. Everybody just talks about, this or that, this or that, this or that. And you don't even see that there's a system outside of this or that.
Oh, what did it block? What I said, or what she said?
Ooh.
Because it says Tyler Perry has one.
The other where the other White House is at. Glenn Beck, the Glenn Beck Studios in Irving, Texas. We had wow. This is the
I'm
Glenn Beck
telling you,
Studios in Irving, Texas, that
like
he has a White House set.
funny shit like this has been
Thank you for letting
happening.
me know.
Yeah, funny shit like this has been happening since we started this.
Mm-hmm. From the beginning.
Yeah.
I know big accounts always talk about being shadow banned and this and that. I think that's just an algorithm thing because you just cannot sustain seeing the same 40 people or 20 people all the time. But when you and I start talking with our little audiences,
Hmm.
and they still block us, then you know it's content based.
Like I know for like for sure I'm being shadow banned because I can't follow anybody with my Blackjack account. It automatically undoes it.
Oh my
I'll
gosh.
hit it and then I'll leave the screen and come back and it's still there. Like it's not like, like when I push it it turns gray, it goes
Uh,
back to blue. Every follow that I've tried to make, and this has gone on for months. I want to
wow.
say almost a year, if not more. I'm like, what the fuck? Like ever since I started speaking up, and I got hit with a couple, hey, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? And I changed my vernacular, so it
Uh,
wasn't so raw. Cause I like when I came, like when I my awareness happened, I came with anger, and
yeah.
I wasn't holding shit back. I said the truth. And because I was so truthful, they came at me hard and they suspended me quite a bit. And then I was like, let me change how I speak and still make it just as potent, you know?
They got me on my very first one. I finally had enough research together on the King James genealogy, and I was like, "All
Uh-huh.
right, y'all, I'm gonna spill the tea." And I did a little teaser. I made a post. I said, "All right, tonight because I was staying in a hotel, so I knew I was gonna have excellent service.
Yeah.
I was gonna be alone. There'd be no distractions. This is and like it's just like this is the time I'm going to do it. I put out a post that night. I got interrupted 3 4 times. Couldn't it just kept dying. Tell me how my phone is dying, how my computer is dying, and I'm literally using like the best Wi-Fi.
Mm. It's because they see us
Hmm.
and they're letting you know, low key, they see you.
Hmm.
You know, I don't give a fuck. I lost that. I lost that. Like I care a long time ago. Like when I was 10 years old, when I was like basically like losing myself to asthma. I'm like,
Yeah,
fuck it. You know what I'm saying? If this is how I'm gonna go, I'm going out swinging.
I love that. I love
You
that.
know?
She is in drag. She is. Or Blue Ivy and her daughter. Blue Ivy is not her daughter.
I don't
It might be Jay Z's
believe
daughter.
it looked like she had a fake belly.
Yeah, it might be Jay Z's daughter, but it's not. It's not Beyonce's. She's not Beyonce's daughter.
It's like whoever they put up there and give a lot of money to influence the youth and not and influence all the people
Mm-hmm.
so much that like they're all in on
They
it.
are.
They're all cooperating with this person because of the influence, just
Mm-hmm.
because they say catchy things to a beat.
Yeah.
you know like I never liked Jay-Z really, and I never liked Beyonce really.
Mm-mm.
I never really liked Destiny's Child. Oh,
Mm-mm.
my music is very eclectic.
Yeah.
Like what I'm saying, I listen like to jazz, I listen to like techno, I listen to everything, but it has to hit me in the gut
Mm-hmm.
for me to pick it. Even 80s music, I don't care. Like there's
Yeah.
nothing I don't listen to. I'm not really into country.
Yeah.
Other than that, give me anything you got, I want to hear it you know
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
that's
There's
only
something
because
about
I've
pop
never
music
heard
that's
good
just
songs from
so.
country. That's it.
You never heard any country songs?
No, like not around here.
Yeah.
They don't play that like really. It's not really popular over here.
Yeah. And
They
you
play
probably just get
Jammin'
stuff like
94.5, which is more like R&B and rap and all that shit.
yeah,
You know?
well, the country stations are going to play things like Florida Georgia Line and dumb stuff.
Yeah.
It's like the NSYNC of country.
Yeah,
Rascal
they, they,
Flat.
they push everything that you would see on MTV heavily over here. Like you'll hear the same song like at least every 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a force feeding so much that I don't even listen to that station.
Yeah.
Like as a courtesy, because it's a brainwashing. If it's every 5 minutes,
Yeah.
it's to get you into the spell.
Yeah. They want you repeating these words, and they just form these earworms, and then you can't trace them.
Yeah, exactly. Like, where did I hear that song from? And is the lyrics good? Is the lyrics righteous? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Is it always talking about, sexual organs?
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
like
Like if
one
it's
that's
talking about
always playing in
sexual
my
organs,
head.
is this what you want your kids to hear?
No, right? There's one lyric that always is in my head, and I think Doja Cat did like one or two songs I really like Vegas. I thought, man, that's a great song. But you know what's always stuck in my head? Bitch, I said what I said.
Yeah.
I'd rather be. Yeah. No, like where
Eh,
did that lyric come from? Why is
Did
that in
you
my head? I don't even like that song.
did you see the video for it?
No.
She's riding on a demon with the Grim Reaper,
Oh, lovely,
dressed in red.
lovely.
So I'm like, and like there's another one that she like her videos called or her songs called Demons,
Uh-huh.
and she's dressed up like a demon. I seen the video, like
Dang.
all in black with the horns and everything, and the eyes.
Uh-huh. Oh,
I'm like, is this what you want your kids to see?
wow. Why wasn't the boy group Destiny's Children? Yeah, yeah. There's just one of
Yeah,
them.
that bothered me too.
I never even
That's a great
thought about
observation,
that.
man.
Never thought about that.
Destiny's Child should have been Destiny's Children
Yeah, but not if
because
it's
it's
all
more than
about.
one person.
Not if it's all about. Beyonce was the prize always.
Yeah.
Even her little sister. What's her little sister's name? Solange.
Hmm.
She doesn't get any love, no attention.
No, and they
Shit,
say I've heard critics say that Solange is better than her with the lyrics, but I don't know because I'm not interested. I'm like
yeah,
anything that's related to Beyonce, count me out.
definitely. They don't push it for sure.
Because
Uh,
she's definitely doing some voodoo and shit.
there was
She
one
ain't doing righteous
time.
stuff.
There's only one time that I really thought to promote Destiny's Child, and that was um when Beto was running. No, I don't want to say his name right. When Beto was running, Beto O'Rourke. He's from El Paso. Rolling Stone did this huge article promoting him, how wonderful he is, and his musical taste. He was having Beto's backyard barbecue, and he put together this huge playlist. Do you know that there was not one Texas artist on that list? Not one. Not Beyonce, not Destiny's Child, not George Strait, not Chris Christopherson, not Willie Nelson, not Pantera, not 13th Floor Elevators, not one.
No Stevie Ray?
No Stevie Ray, not one. Not
Wow.
one from this Texan. Beto.
Is he really a Texan?
No, he's O'Rourke, he's really a Kennedy, they said. And
Maybe
he's
that
he's
was
the
done on
wealthiest man in
purpose.
El Paso. He's married to the wealthiest woman in El Paso. For years, they've been behind the scenes doing demographics for the Democrats.
Uh, this what is it? Who do they call the people that like work behind the scenes of a play?
Um, well, depends on
Grafters? Is it grafters?
you've got so many people.
Yeah.
You have scripts, you have techies, you have stage hands, you have stage managers.
I think I was thinking like along the lines of stage
Stage,
hands. These are stage hands.
yeah,
All a
they
part,
are.
politicians are stagehands, you know, because like they work behind the scenes and they have no transparency with you. They're not even up front. They're in the back.
They don't even, most of them don't even read the things that they sign these days. They let their aides read it and okay, get a summary. Yes, good idea. I'll sign it.
They probably even ask them, "What do you think about it?"
Mm-hmm.
And then based on what they think, they're signing
Mm-hmm.
or not signing. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Yeah, legally blonde shit.
flip a coin.
Yeah, it doesn't matter as long as we get invited to the party this weekend.
And who wants that type of people in office
God,
governing
apparently
us?
everybody.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? I don't want them to govern my mind because they are clearly irresponsible and they have no heart chakra. Like just like when your mom makes food, you know, your mom makes food with love, you know, because she cares. She really, really loves you, and it's so much that whatever she makes and you eat it, man, you can feel it
Yeah.
in your soul.
Yeah.
It makes you like, man, I am so cared for and so loved. And the way that they love you is fast food.
Mm-hmm.
Is that loving? Do you taste the love? I taste the quickness.
Mm-hmm.
I do not taste any love in what they do, whether it's from commerce, because they put commodity over the people,
Mm-hmm.
you know, whether it's food, all the food has shit in it. They
The FDA doesn't
McDonald's
even
puts
call
so
food
much,
food. They call it consumables.
yeah, like McDonald's puts so much fat into the food. It's at the level of what it can.
Ugh.
I
And that's the
put a
only reason it tastes
sausage.
good.
Listen to this. I put a sausage patty. Like this was right around the time when I was getting ready to move to Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
I was like 22 at the time. I put a sausage biscuit sandwich on top of my TV that was turned off. Okay, I was only gone 2 days, and we're in the middle of a heat wave.
Uh-huh.
All right. When I came back, that sausage patty had disintegrated and oozed down the front of my fucking TV like slime, like a brown slime. I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't know sausage could separate like that. It looked like
Ugh.
sludge.
Ugh.
And you're putting that in your body.
Ugh. Oh, that's disgusting. Oh my gosh.
I seen it. I was like, what the fuck is this? And I opened up the bun. It all came from the bun. It was leaking down. I
Ugh.
forgot to throwing it out. And when I came back, it's all over the TV. It's like there's a stream.
Oh my god.
And the
Oh my
smell,
god.
the,
That's horrifying.
the smell was awful. And I was like, wow, why am I putting this in my body
Right?
so willingly? It's
Ugh.
because this is what you've been taught to do.
Yikes. Oops.
They taught you to eat meat.
Yeah.
They taught you that meat eating is a way of life. It's bullshit.
Wow.
Because if you can get away with eating fruits, seeds, like vegetables,
And the more
and live a
melanated
healthy
you are, the
life,
less meat you need to eat.
yeah,
You
and
know,
live a healthy life, and your body does what it needs to do easily, then why the meat? It's because it lowers your frequency, it lowers your vibration. And this
it,
is what they want you to be, in a low vibration, cowering in your root chakra, and
mhm,
never trying to get past the first three. You know, they're
mhm,
not trying to get you to the heart. The heart is after the three.
yeah. Yep.
You know, it goes
There's a
root,
reason the Bible
sacral,
says that
solar
let fruit
plexus,
be your food.
and the heart. They stop you before the heart. Like whoa, 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 whoa. This is too much for us.
Hmm.
They can't handle those vibrations. That's why we don't go higher. And
Mm-mm.
if they can't handle those vibrations that we're supposed to feel and experience for the rest of our lives, then they shouldn't be in office. They shouldn't be doing the things that they're doing. They have no right.
And you got to get higher. How are you going to get to your Christ consciousness? It's way up here.
Exactly. They don't want us in a Christ consciousness. They want us in a fight or flight response always.
Dishonesty is 113. Interesting.
Yeah, he's great with gematria.
Politics, election days, and bull. Wow. Interesting. I'm interested in a little bit in gematria. At first, it wasn't working for me, but now I've realized uh, that there's different
Mm-hmm.
codes, and this new thing. So I put this up on my Instagram. The Celestial, the prophet Celestial, she had said something about this Baccarat Rouge being a demonic fragrance. Well, I just went scratched the surface
Mm-hmm.
and found that it was created by a dude with the name Jin. They're literally putting genies in the bottle, right?
Yeah.
And and then I told you a little bit about this. So there's the dog on the Baccarat page, which was the greyhound, which is only used in Germanic. It's used in heraldry, but only in Germanic heraldry. And the House of Windsor is actually the House of Windsor Saxon. They are Germanic. And the Kate Middleton's little brother just lost his dog named Allah. Allah created the jinn. So Allah is dead. If you Google that, you're only going to find one result for that. And it obviously has nothing to do with Allah. Um, but the code on this one, as I was running through, it was they literally said they're basing it off of 26, and the American alphabet or the English alphabet has 26 letters. So it's like, oh, we can play with the gematria again. So now I just got to figure out like which words we're supposed to, what are the numbers there.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Kobe
I was
Bryant 113. Wow. I didn't see that. Did you see that?
just now and green screen.
Not honest, broadcasting, puppets, Kobe Bryant. I mean, they use who they use. Like all the people that are up in in sports and all that, they still serve the agenda.
Mm-hmm,
Because if you look at LeBron James,
mm-hmm,
he has a boule emblem, huge, on his chest. He's telling you exactly who he is, and he's not for you.
mm-hmm.
Because if you're a boule member, like I believe Diddy is, you know, because if they're up at the top trying to influence the youth and all the people, you can guarantee they're Freemason because
Mm-hmm.
they're not showing heart chakra.
Yeah.
Did P Diddy take care of any of his people? All the people that are on his list? No, they all died poor.
Well, that's how they took care of them. Take care of them.
Yeah, thanks for the riches.
Yeah.
Peace out.
It's all about the Benjamins, baby.
Exactly. He's telling you exactly who he is. He cares more about money than he does people. That's why he got to being a billionaire.
Mm-hmm.
And he's still controlled by the Freemasons.
Mm-hmm.
You know? You don't get up there without making a deal with them.
Yeah.
Because otherwise the world would be reacting in a better way. Because that person's going to be from a heart space,
From the very
and
beginning,
not.
they moved into this power vacuum.
Mhm. And they want more egotistical people, because if you lead from the ego, you're leading from very fast emotions. And I put logic over emotions.
For real.
Because if you ain't logical, you're gonna be dealing with fast feelings, and that's not accurate. That doesn't throw a bullseye.
Mm-mm.
You know, it might be close, but it's not where you want it to be. You want it to be a bullseye every time.
Hell yeah.
You know.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Crazy. Hey, we've been here for an hour and a half. Do we want to keep going? I know sometimes we've gone like 3-4 hours.
I know, right?
It's always so easy to
However
talk
long
to
you
you.
want to go, I'll go.
All right. Let's keep going.
Yeah,
Let's keep going. All right.
I'm cool with it.
I'm down.
Yep.
I know, and I love talking to you, man.
Same. We always
Um,
have a great time. Like also when it comes to fashion, like somebody, like some fashionista, I mean some fashion designer made a chip bag
oh, I've
and then
seen
has the
those.
audacity to sell it for like
Uh-huh.
$1,300. They think you're dumb.
I've seen those, and people buy them.
What's the point? Like, you're playing on people's stupidity. Just because, like, people are paying, like, all this money for what they deem fashion.
And every celebrity, all of these people that we've talked about, they all have their own fashion lines.
Instead of just being who they are and letting that money define them,
Mm-hmm.
you know? They always want more. It's greedy.
Yeah.
Now, imagine we pay in a free world. If everything was free in a free world, we match that frequency, then what would envy be if everybody can have the same? Envy wouldn't exist in the way that we see it. And if we do see it, it's just because of that person needs healing. Because it makes no sense. I don't like being a hypocrite. You don't like being a hypocrite.
Of
Who wants to?
course not, right?
You know, they're making us fake the funk.
I was thinking, what were the words written or the letters written above Jesus?
What do you mean?
Words on the cross. There was a sign above Jesus's name.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, what was that? Not the seven last sayings of
It's
Jesus.
like in Latin, right?
Yeah, isn't it INVI?
I think so.
So, let's see, the cross of Jesus sign of the cross. Come on, Google. You know exactly what I'm trying to ask. What was written on the sign? It's this. It's the one that says here. It's only 4 letters, but it means here is Jesus, King of the Jews.
Uh,
This,
the thing that he said he wasn't.
yeah,
They force fed him.
it's a little sign with 4 letters. It literally says, supposed to say, "This is Jesus of Nazareth, the King of the Jews." Well, oh, what was that? Give me that. Give me that. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Yes, but what is it? Oh, INRI. INRI. Okay. I was thinking it was envy. INVI. It's
Uh,
INRI.
so Henry.
Envy. Hmm. That doesn't make sense, of course, either.
But imagine what envy and jealousy would be. It wouldn't. I don't think it would even be. Because if you
Mm.
don't have to struggle for anything, and the only thing you need to do is keep yourself focused on your divine purpose, and you're free to do it. This is why we came down here into the flesh to
Every
work on defining
yeah,
ourselves.
literally like the first 3 letters of the Bible, BRA, Beit Resh, Aleph,
Mm.
tell a story. They tell the complete story. Um, Bait, when you look at it with tarot cards, so I'm going to look at it with right now tarot cards. Bait corresponds with the number 2 card, the High Priestess, the
Mm-hmm.
source, dwelling. Bait means tent, tabernacle, home,
Yeah.
temple. Reish means rich man. It has 2 meanings. It can mean rich man or it can mean poor man. But in the tarot, it's the number 20 card, the Last Judgment, which, according to A Course in Miracles, is the atonement because you were atoned from the very beginning. So as soon as Source made its first breath, those 2 letters, by the way, together make sun, you've already been atoned. In the first 2 letters, you were created perfect and already preemptively atoned. The 3rd letter is the Aleph, which corresponds with the number 1 card, the Magician, which is the master of suits. He's the master both of suits, both of the external and his internal, because he's got that, he's taken that Ouroboros and wrapped it around his waist. It's no longer inside of him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have those 3 letters. That tells the entire story. You're created perfect, and all you have to do is just stay on that path. Stay on that path. And it's not until things don't get screwed up until we get to the end of the letter, which I'm very, very sure, y'all, that they have changed. That word Bereshit is not the first word of the Bible. It is the first word of the Bible that they've given us. And yeah, they translate it to in the beginning, but that is not what the word should be. That word should end in an H.
Mm-hmm.
It, trust me on this one. This is the lost word that all of these people, all these Boulets and Freemasons keep looking for, this lost word, because they don't know. Um, it's right there. It's all right there. Of course, the T is at the end, and usually here we're used to our alphabets. E is for envy. S is for snake. A is for alpha. Right? You've got this whole alphabet: foxtrot, whiskey, foxtrot, tango.
Mm-hmm.
In Hebrew, they do the same thing, right? So B for bait. But T, their word, the word that they use for T is something like eret. It
Mm-hmm.
ends in T. It's the word that means truth. But this word they use, even though it ends in the T and doesn't begin in the T, because you do not know the truth unto the end.
Mm-hmm.
That word does not end in a T. The word Bereshit does not. It doesn't end in a T because that's the way we've been taught it, but it should not end in a T. Everything's a lie.
And you
Oh,
said it should end in an H.
it should end in an H. Yes. And another way that you know this is from the second 3 letters. The second 3 letters are the Shin, Yod, Tau. Shin, Yod, Tau. That is, the Shin looks like a W. So
Mm-hmm.
it's WYT. Now, for real, white, for real, you sure about that? And also, Y is the first letter of Yahweh, the holy name of God. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't the H be next? Why are you going to introduce the 1/4 of God and not finish it?
Of,
Because they lie.
of course, that they've proven nothing like from an honest standpoint.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Like Big Angry said, envy is one of the sparks to lead to devil's
Yep.
work. I agree. Because they have a desire to do low vibrational things and they have no conscience,
Mm-mm.
about the harm that they do. Because if the same I am presence that I am is the same I am presence that they are, they neglect to see that we all come from the same source,
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah.
and just knowing that you move different,
Mm-hmm.
like you can't help it. It's like once you see it, you can't unsee it. So like I move in a way of like I lead with love.
Mm-hmm.
If that's the most dominant quality so much that we're created by it, then I wanna be that. Let me show that, you know, that if that's the best quality so much that we're created by it, let me show that more than envy, than jealousy, than all these lower vibrations. Why not be the highest vibrations as a courtesy
Yeah.
to the world that we face? Is it not chaotic? Is it not troublesome? You see it all around you. How is, how is your vibration? Are you letting it affect you? Are you absorbing it, or are you observing it? I choose to observe and stay in my high vibration.
This is so amazing that you were so high vibe all your life. I was not, not, and pulling myself out of that, realizing that I had to pull myself out of that, and then actually pulling myself out of that was extremely hard work. Extremely
Oh, trust me,
hard.
I was not this person until, like, my awakening, you know, and that happened by happenstance because I took a gum. No, I took a half a caramel that was an
Mm-hmm.
edible, and I took two things of a tincture, and I'm like, and I waited an hour, like they said, and I didn't feel anything, so I ate the whole caramel and two more tinctures, two more drops of the tincture, and then I go to sleep.
Uh-huh.
And I wake up at like about 3 o'clock in the morning, and only thing I hear in my head is doo 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 da 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 doo 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 doo. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm sweating head to toe. And the only thing I could do was call my mom. I'm like, Mom, I'm a little high. I just need to be around people. My mom's like, come on over, baby.
Oh.
So I go over and I wet a rag.
Uh-huh.
And every time I felt myself like floating away, like I would wipe my head with the rag. And I had to go to a doctor's appointment the next day. And I only remember sitting down in the chair. I don't know how I got there. I don't even know who drove me. I can't remember it. I can remember sitting in the chair. I had been messed up after that for like 5 days, if not six.
Damn.
I didn't feel like myself until the sixth day.
Damn.
It was the highest I've ever been in my life, the highest. And I was like, wow, I've never experienced that in my life. It felt like an acid trip.
Dang.
Like I didn't see visuals or anything like that, but man, my brain was alive. Like it was like letting me know, like, listen, motherfucker, you better keep your shit together, because if you don't, bye bye. So I'd wipe my head down, like it would calm me down, and then like I was able to get through the first day, and then the first day, like the second day got better, and it just progressed like
Uh-huh.
that, and then by the sixth day I felt like, all right, I'm good. But I've
Mine was kind of
never been high that long.
shit. Mine was kind of the opposite. I used to like acid. And I remember just like it was like I didn't know it was my aura or my my energy body. I was just like, wow, I'm like a blob. I'm like a blob and I'm as big as the street and I'm touching all of this dirty stuff and it was gross. But at the same time, I was like, I can't make myself like be in. Of course, I could. Oops,
Mhm.
knocking that over. Of course, I could. I didn't know that I could, but I could, and you can,
Mhm.
and it is possible, of course. But yeah, at the time, I didn't know that I could, and I was just, wow, this is weird. This is weird.
Like
It made me very scared to like go outside and do stuff because I didn't want
I
to be
didn't
around all the dirt.
I didn't smoke weed or anything weed related after that experience
Hmm.
for like 3 years. I let my license expire, and I was like, yes. Oh, that scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
And then I came back and I'm like, listen, I'm not gonna let fear take over me because of that
Mhm.
experience. And I'm like, let's go in with the right mindset. We're the controller of our brain.
Mhm.
Like I used to have the same nightmare for like 6 months where I'm getting chased through the house until I got the wherewithal to turn around and see what the fuck was chasing me. Only thing I could feel was the fight or flight in myself and the urge to run.
Uh-huh.
And so I would run through the whole house, get to the fire escape, jump off, and then before I hit the ground, wake up. And that went on for like 6 months. And then I turned around, I was like, listen, motherfucker, what? And there's nobody there. And then I stopped having that dream.
Running from nothing.
Exactly. You're
Wow.
running from your
Running
own
from yourself.
perceived fears that you created. I created that motherfucker that was chasing me.
Face everything and rise.
Yes. Face everything and rise. Like, stop being afraid. And that's the hardest part for people. Because, number one, you have to trust yourself. And, and number two, you have to love yourself so much that you're able to go through the fear knowing that the love is going to conquer your fear. Because love conquers all.
Wow.
That's your trump card, your love. You're walking around with a trump card, and you can't, and nobody's willing to like, boom, I win. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The trump beats everything, right?
Yeah.
People are not willing to go to that type of mindset because they've been trained to not have that mindset, not think outside the box. I've been an outside the box thinker my whole life.
Yeah, for real.
Like I'm the
I
same person that took his training wheels off by himself when he was a kid and taught himself how to ride a bike. That's no cap. I was probably
it's not easy to
about
teach
8 years
yourself how to
old.
love yourself. I
You look in the mirror and you start talking to yourself. And whatever emotions come up, let them come up because it's gonna cleanse you.
mm-hmm.
All right? You start to cry, let those tears come. Because it's gonna give you back so much more. Because we play the kick game too much. We kick ourselves. Like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let you kick me, I'll kick myself.
Yeah.
What is it solving?
Two
It's
against one
not gonna
here.
help you. And I've been a kicker of myself. Now I'm a congratulator of myself. I'm a lover of myself. I love being myself.
Yeah.
You know? And I wish everybody could have the same feeling that I feel.
Yeah.
Yes, granted, I'm not perfect with it, but who is? There's no perfect person that walks around this earth right now. But we're striving for that perfection from a spiritual sense. Because you can't get it in the physical, it's not achievable.
No. No.
So you got to be realistic with yourself. It's from a spiritual sense that we seek
And
perfection.
they're definitely working against us.
Hmm.
The whole system is working against us. Unyielding conditioning.
Yes, it's the programmings. The programmings that we've been under is almost like a horrendous regimen to fuck you over. Like this is the reason why they give you all those cartoons, and those
Mm-hmm.
cartoons were somewhat racist to the most.
Were they?
Tom and Jerry.
I didn't notice. Yeah, I didn't notice.
Like my God, Tom and Jerry. I used to watch that a
Uh
lot.
huh.
Mickey Mouse. Like low key, like
Yeah.
my mom, like she named me like Kavan,
Uh huh.
but she never called me that like growing
Yeah.
up. She called me by my middle name, but she shortened it. My middle name is Michael.
Uh huh.
She started giving me the nickname Mickey
Uh huh.
because I had big ears too. Like I had adult ears as an infant. But yeah, like she called me Mickey quite a bit. So much to the point, like I thought my name was Mickey.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know my name was Kavan for a while. And then she's like, "No, this is your name." I was like, "Oh shit." Well, stop calling me Mickey then. And I used to get mad when she called me Mick. Because I'm like, that's not my name. Like, I won't be called by my name. Because like I think my higher self was already telling me there's something in my name, and there is.
Uh-huh.
My name Kavan, it means of noble birth. And I was
Yeah.
born at 3:33 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
How
Wow.
is that not noble? It's a special time, is it not? Is it an auspicious time?
Uh-huh.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
who I am, who knows?
Mm-hmm.
You'll find out eventually, you know. But I'm on the journey, you and I hope everybody else is finding themselves as well, you know, because it's so
I
beneficial. It helps the world. It
it
helps
absolutely
you.
does.
Helping yourself helps the world.
It's not easy, especially when you've done things that you feel are unforgivable.
Exactly. This is why I say don't kick yourself, pick yourself. And if you can't pick yourself, trick yourself into it. Because it only takes 30 days to trick yourself into it and then lock in on that new person that you want to be. Just because you've made mistakes in your life, is failure not the way to mastery?
It's one
You
way.
have to be a failure in order to be a master. I know you're a master god. In Queen is a master goddess.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
brother. Namaste.
Thank you.
Like it has to be. It just has to. Like
Yeah.
failure is you in order to like let's say when you first tried to run, didn't you not fall? It wasn't perfection, so it's a progression. You progress into your mastery over whatever you're trying to do. But how patient are you with the process? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Forgive yourself is the most important. This is what I've learned from I Am the Open Door and Step by Step. And
Mm-hmm.
even this one.
Mm-hmm.
Forgiveness is paramount. Because if you don't forgive yourself, you're not operating from your I am presence. You're still stuck in the ego part, and the ego wants to kick you.
Yeah.
Every mistake you make, your ego will kick you, and it'll never pick you. So it's up to you to be truthful with yourself and pick yourself because you love yourself. Even if you have to look in the mirror like for 30 days and say, "I love you. I've done it." You know what I'm saying? And there's nobody that could say anything about me that could affect me in any way
Mm-hmm.
because it's just words.
Right.
Fuck their words. Like, plus I'm Aquarius, so I really don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? So like, think about that. Like, because if I can like be mad enough at a person that I could erase you out of my life
Mm-hmm.
and sleep like a baby,
Mm-hmm.
then what I'm saying, you can add that to anything in life. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's not just being an Aquarius, it's just having the mindset as well.
Yeah.
If you can lock in on that mindset.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's friend.
All right,
Are we going to meditate today?
sure.
All right.
Let's see. We'll keep it simple. We'll do the Apna Mudra.
Okay.
All right, we'll lay
Okay.
that on our laps.
Okay.
I'm gonna have you breathe from your belly. Breathe all that peace, all that harmony, all that joy, all the high vibrations that you can possibly think of. Think of those every time you take a deep breath in. And when you breathe out, I want you to take all the negativity, all anything that somebody said that has hurt you, and let it go. And keep that as a courtesy as you like in this whole meditation. All right, we'll get started right now. Oh wow, that was great.
Mm.
All right, I'm gonna have you rub your hands together, generate some heat. I'm gonna have you cover your eyes, take a deep breath, cover the top of your head, take a deep breath, and cover the back of your neck, take a deep breath.
That felt good.
Absolutely.
A lot of Sometimes my anchoring thoughts, when I start to get a little wild, I try to remember I am loved. And today, every time I thought I am loved, I thought, yeah, I know, because I love me. Yeah. Yeah. Like, I don't, sometimes I would like fall into, well, but so and so doesn't think I'm that great. Well, so and so doesn't think I'm that great. Well, doesn't matter. I love
We're
you.
not them for other people. We're them for ourselves. We are us for our own selves. You know, and that's
Yeah.
all we need to focus on. Like not how somebody perceives us, because we're not in their head. We don't
Yeah.
know what's going on in their head that makes them project onto us what they view of us.
Hmm.
Their opinion doesn't really matter. It's only how you view yourself. So as long as you love yourself, nothing else matters what anybody says. I'm very eclectic, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And I don't dress like the norm. You know, I wear, statements on t-shirts, like even right now. Visionary,
It's backwards. It's,
original, Aquarius. You know what I'm saying? Like I wear things like that, you know? And I don't care what people think.
no,
You
right
know,
on.
and it helps you to just be you
Yeah.
and not feel the constant like verbiage from your ego, because
Hmm.
your ego's telling you that shit. Oh, they don't like you. Oh, this is terrible. But your ego always seeks comfort,
Yeah.
and that you once you know that, then you know it's only trying to seek a comfortable position to be able to deal with the situation, so it doesn't hurt the inner child, because the ego is the protector of the inner child.
She's
You
trying.
know,
She's
it's
trying.
failing because it's only trying to provide comfort,
Hmm.
and we're trying to create change,
Ooh.
and that stands in the way of the comfort of your ego. So that's why you can feel triggered when you're trying to become better. That's when the doubts come in, all those, negative thoughts come in. It's because your ego's throwing that at you because it wants you to stop, because I just want to be comfortable, you know? But you know that you need to progress, because how are you ever going to be a master listening to your ego?
Yeah.
And your ego only came in when you became a teenager. Before that, it was not there. You don't have an ego when you're a toddler,
Yeah.
when you're adolescent. It comes in when you really have to face the world. 13, 12,
Dang.
you know? That's when your ego arrives and you're like, fuck what you say. Right?
You, you sound like that. Yeah.
That's when the rebellion comes. Really, every teenage person goes through that rebellion, and it happens when your ego arrives. Like, hey, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh fuck. Next thing you know, you're stealing candy out of a store. And these people have been talking shit about you, so you're
Yeah.
petty, and you
Yeah.
start stealing their
Yeah.
candy. They made it in front of me because I was a fat kid, and I was stealing his candy the whole time. Reese's, that whole row is mine. Oh, bye.
Shoot. Oh man, I grow so much when I talk to you, Blackjack. Thank you so much. I know I
Thank
see
you.
it every week, but
Namaste.
thank you for your friendship. Thank you for
I treasure
everything,
this friendship.
man.
For real, for real.
Yeah, for real. It's been life changing. I appreciate you. All
Thank
right.
you.
So we'll
Till
catch up
next
again in a few
time.
days. All right. Peace out.
Peace.